What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back. Today, we're going to take approximately a 3,000 mile trip in the Jeep, and we're going to see what kind of fuel mileage we can get on the highway. So one of the biggest questions I got in the last video of this, where I introduced the Grand Wagoneer to the channel, was fuel economy, fuel economy, fuel economy. It wasn't an accident. I didn't forget to tell you about the fuel economy. I didn't say anything because, number one, I didn't have enough miles on it to really give you an accurate fuel economy rating. And even if I can, and I will in this video, your fuel economy will vary probably greatly from mine. I spend a lot of time, unfortunately, letting my vehicles idle because it is just so hot out here. So a lot of times my vehicle's idling while I'm doing a walk around. I get to drive my vehicle around the yards and move car to car to film. Therefore, I leave it running so I can keep the air conditioning going. If we were to look at the current fuel economy that I'm getting right now, you will see that I'm getting about 15.1 average miles per gallon, which honestly, for as much idling as it does, is not bad at all. But how does it do on road trips? Well, that's a question that I tend to answer in this video because I fully anticipate being able to go somewhere around 3,000 miles. We may put on a little more than that. As you can see, we are packed up. And if you're wondering why there's a tarp in the back of the car, the gentleman that built the transmission for the 69 Chevelle SS, he took really good care of me at a really good price, and I have two of the Muncie transmissions that I'm going to hand deliver to him in North Carolina. So currently we are in Oklahoma, approximately Oklahoma City. The goal is to get down to probably Mobile, Alabama today. Look how good I've gotten at closing this and opening it. Hopefully we can get down to somewhere around Mobile, Alabama today. After that, I want to stop at St. Augustine, Florida. Then we'll probably go to Savannah, Georgia. From there, we're going to stop in South Carolina. Then we're going to deliver. I literally have two transmissions and two bell housings in the back of this. We'll go to North Carolina. And then after North Carolina, I need to go see if I can do something to help my uncle. He got really sick and he is in a bad way right now. So we're going to go from North Carolina and take kind of an unexpected trip up to Terre Haute, Indiana. From Terre Haute, Indiana, we will then turn around and make our way back to Oklahoma once I take care of the business up there. So I believe we should be looking at somewhere around 3,000 miles on this road trip. I'm going to reset the trip right now, and we are going to hit the road, and we're going to stop at every major stopping point. I'm not going to stop at every gas station, but every major stopping point along the way, we'll stop, we'll check the fuel economy, and I'll tell you how my experience has been with it traveling with it fully loaded. That means family and a dog and our luggage. All right, as I said, we're not going to stop at every gas station and all that jazz. It's just going to take too much time, and I kind of want to keep it simple and short and sweet to the point. So here we are. We're just outside of Atlanta, probably an hour outside of Atlanta. So we are still in Alabama, but we have put probably close to 1,000 miles on this bad boy, and I wanted to show you what kind of fuel economy it's getting. I was hopeful that it was going to be in the 20s, and it's not. There it is, 17.6. 17.6. Now, if I were to turn off the navigation, I guess that wouldn't make any difference. We'll go down. Yeah, there we go. 17.6. We have driven 772 miles. And we have averaged 17.5, 17. I don't know why this one says 17.6 and this one says 17.5. But regardless, that's where we're at now. Now, I've got a long way to go. We're not even close to done because we're going to stop in Jacksonville, Florida. That's our initial stop. We're going to stay on the beach for about 3 days. And then we're going to pack up, and we've got a long trip after that. I will say, gas mileage not being the greatest aside, it's got a huge tank. When you fill this thing up, you can go 450 miles before you need to pull over for gas. So as far as a road trip vehicle, man, you can get in this thing and just ride. You can run those miles down like it's nothing. It seems like it just goes forever. It is super comfortable, although I do start getting a little bit of a pain in my leg on the right side, but that's fine. You turn on the massager and it just goes away. It makes your leg feel better. My back doesn't hurt at all. My neck doesn't hurt at all. Super comfortable vehicle. The dog has been enjoying it as well. We had to put some blankets down because I don't want her tearing up the I don't want her tearing up the seats, but the dog has been loving it. Nick has been back there. He's loving it too. And you know, it's also worth mentioning, we've got 2 transmissions that came out of the 69 Chevelle back here. Those things are super heavy, guys, and that's adding a lot of weight to the back end of this. But as far as cruising, man, she just glides down the road. And for a good portion of the trip, I've been using that advanced or active driver assist where you just put your hand on the wheel and kind of let her go. And it has been flawless. It has functioned perfectly. The only problem I've had this whole trip has been with this screen. And it only happened, I think, once, maybe twice, but it's like it locked up. The screen was here, but if you pushed something, it wouldn't acknowledge you. And what you had to do is you had to push this button to open the screen and then come back and push it again, and it would start working again. So again, I don't know what the deal is with that, but I have heard that other people have had some functionality problems with that lower screen. This is my first time encountering it, and as you can see, we currently have 1,870 miles on the odometer. So I'm going to stop wasting your time. Let's get back on the road, and we will reconvene about the time we hit Florida. Well, here we are, just a hair over 4,000 miles on this vehicle, and we still have quite a few to go. And she has done really, really well. I'm going to show you the fuel economy here. I haven't washed it since we left Oklahoma. I have been gone 2 weeks. This trip went from a vacation to some family issues, and we've been all over the place. And this thing has been by far still the most comfortable, most enjoyable vehicle I have ever road tripped in. The sad news is I damaged it in a couple of places. I'm going to show you that right now. I'm upset with myself over it. I'll show you the first one. The door right here. Let me zoom you guys in just a tad. You could probably see it. Right there is a chip. Right there is a chip. Yep. That's all me. Opened my door and I caught a drive-through. I opened the door because the windows were freshly tinted. And it was still during that period you can't roll down the window. So I opened the door in a drive-through and the wind caught it and it hit the drive-through. Next, I'm more upset about this one. The paint chips, no big deal. But this right here, I curbed one of my wheels, man. And this is something I'm going to tell you about these wheels. When you curb the wheels, you're not going to get lucky and catch the outside of the tire. You're gonna catch the daggum spokes. They stick out so far. Right here, these spokes stick out a long way, so take a look. Ooh, yep, and yeah, that sucks. I got 3 spokes. I'm sure it can be refinished, but I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it at all. Well, let's look at the fuel mileage real quick. I'll be honest with you, I'm really impressed with the fuel economy on this thing. Some of you probably won't be impressed, but when I show you how many hours this thing has been running compared to the amount of miles that's been driven, there have been a lot of times that we've got the dog with us. There's been a lot of times we've had to leave this thing running for an hour or more just sitting. So take a look at this. You will see that we have 3,328.7 miles on the clock as far as the trip is concerned. 16.1 miles a gallon average, which you're probably gonna look at that and be like, that is awful. Well, my Ram 2500 pickup truck with the 6.4, it gets 16 on a good day, all right? That thing typically averages around 12. So 16 is really good. We were averaging mostly highway 18 miles a gallon, but you can see 3,300 miles over the course of 90 hours. 90 hours. That tells you how long we have had this thing just idling and still managing 16.1 miles a gallon. So this thing has done absolutely phenomenal on the trip. I've had a couple of glitches. It's filthy. I mean, seriously, you can see that it is. Can we zoom in there? There we go. Look at that. I mean, it is, the dashboard, the whole thing is like this. It is absolutely disgusting. We've had a couple glitches. This screen has stopped locking up. That was a problem. We were having problems with the screen not wanting to come to life, and you would have to open it, and then you would have to close it again, and it would come back. Well, that seems to have resolved itself. I don't know why or how, but this screen has had no problems working anymore. What we have had an issue with, however, is the GPS. The screen works fine, but on occasion, several occasions, the GPS has locked up, turned to a black screen right here in this general area. It turns black, and then it doesn't come back. And that red that you're seeing, that's not really there. That's just the camera. It's the refresh or whatever. If you move the camera, you can see it goes away, depending on how the camera's angled. But yeah, the GPS sometimes just locks up and turns black. The only way to get it to come back is to shut the vehicle off and to turn it back on again. As you can see, I've got 5 hours and 48 minutes left until I am back home. We've got a little alligator that we picked up somewhere in Florida, and somebody, a subscriber I assume, brought this and stuck it on my windshield. Can we not focus here? I don't know what's going on here. She doesn't want to focus. Anyway, somebody stuck this little duck on the windshield at my hotel, and I thought, that's weird, and it said, "Ya Randy." I don't know what that is. WVJJ John. So if anybody knows what WVJJ means, definitely let me know. But I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to throw it away because it's kind of, it's kind of cool. Someone stuck it on my windshield at my hotel, so I just stuck it in the alligator's mouth there. It seems to work out all right. So I'm going to get back on the road. I expect that by the time we get back to Oklahoma, we'll probably be pushing 16.5, 16.6 miles a gallon for the entirety of the trip. I'm happy with it, guys. Like, honest to God, I am seriously considering letting the Ram 2500 go. Before I can do that, though, I'm going to need to tow with this first. We haven't towed to see how it will haul. We're going to have to do that. And if it can haul well, then I just don't see any reason in keeping the Power Wagon. I do love it. It's a super cool truck. Jessica will hate me for getting rid of it, but this is like a one-size-fits-all. This thing should be able to haul no problem. And as far as road trips are concerned, I've never experienced anything this nice or this comfortable. When you've been in a vehicle for 2 weeks, like 2 weeks on the road, you really get intimate with the vehicle. You really get to know the vehicle. And I'm telling you, not paid, not sponsored, of course, this Grand Wagoneer is absolutely phenomenal. Let's get back on the road. Let's get to Oklahoma. Well, I think it's safe to say that we made it home. It is 1:23 in the afternoon, Saturday the 23rd, and this is the day the video is going to come out. And it's so nice to be back and to have all my stuff and be in the comfort of my own home. I wonder how many miles I've put on this Harley since I bought it. The 2022 Nightster. Let's go ahead and let's see. Let's see how many miles we got on this bad boy. Come on. Give it up. 1 mile. Yeah, I haven't ridden it at all. None. I can't help it. I haven't had time. Isn't that the way it goes, though? And isn't that what we always say? I just didn't have time. God. I need to get out and ride this thing, though. I'm really looking forward to it. Now, back to the Grand Wagoneer. This thing was an absolute joy to drive all the way from Oklahoma. I mean, we went so many places, guys. We went from Oklahoma all the way to Florida, to South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. I'm off by a few on some of these, but and then all the way to Indiana, and then all the way to Oklahoma. It was a hell of a drive. It really was. And I cannot wait to put a trailer behind it and see how this thing does with towing. And if you're wondering where the tow hitch is, it's right here. There's some, you see those down there? It pops off on the bottom. Okay, it just pops off. You got to take a few screws out, pops off, and you put it up. The tow hitch is not an independent tow hitch. It's built into the frame when it's manufactured. Now I know for a fact the Power Wagon over here hasn't been started in over 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and fire that up real quick. Make sure she still runs. Good girl. Go ahead and check this out. I have not used this since Austin Carr borrowed it to go pick up his new toy. So Austin actually parked it right here the day I left, and I have not been inside of it since. So Austin, you did right, man. It looks good. It looks good. It's nice and clean. He took good care of it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's shut this off real quick. There we go. There is some damage back here. You might be able to see this. Uh-oh, that wasn't Austin though. I wish I could blame it on Austin. You owe me for a bedside. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're not sure what happened, but it looks like somebody at some point just ran into it and they drove off. I don't know when that could have happened, but there's a gnarly, you can see that all through up here. Oh, it hurts my feelings. Hurts my feelings. I'm not going to file insurance on it. Instead, I'm going to take it to a PDR specialist, and I'm going to see if we can get that PDR'd. My insurance deductible is $1,000. I'm pretty sure we can get that fixed for under $1,000. I'll buy a new fender flare for it, and she should be good to go. Next, we had a little issue with the trailer. Austin got a hold of me, and he said, hey, man, I was driving down the road, and I could see in the side mirror that my spare tire that sits here was kind of bouncing around. Take a look at this. Yeah, that came right out of the frame. Not sure how that happens, not sure what caused it, but I've already contacted the trailer company and I told them about it. Nothing hit it. I don't know what happened. You guys got any ideas? Comment below, but I contacted the trailer company. They said, hey, no problem. You get back into town, bring it by, we'll fix it up for you. So they're gonna take care of that for us. Trailer will be good to go. Now the conclusion of this Grand Wagoneer trek. Since I've purchased this, I think we've got almost 5,000 miles on it. It's a little dirty because we have spent 2 weeks driving around in this bad boy. But honestly, not just myself, but Jessica, Nick, even the dog agrees this is the most comfortable. If you really are wanting something for road tripping, if you got a lot of places to go, if you're going to spend a lot of time in your car and you need a lot of room, I just don't think you get better than this. I don't think you get better than this at all. We've got dog hair all over the floor because we brought our fur baby with us. It's starting to look like some of them Copart cars at this point. We're going to take care of that. We're going to clean it up. The dog, I put a blanket over the seat. I put a blanket over this whole thing to keep the dog from scratching it with her nails. But she did drool all over the, well, I hope all that comes off. Yeah, that's all drool. That's pretty disgusting. And there's sand. Lots of sand from the beach down in there as well. But after a good cleaning, I think she'll be all right. We put this thing to work, man. We did. We jumped right in it and we took off and we made this bad boy work. Let's go ahead and see. Let's see what the fuel economy says. I love this thing. I mean, some people were saying they thought I got paid by Dodge or something to promote this. Are you kidding me? Dodge, Chrysler, Fiat, whoever they are, Stellantis, they don't even know who I am. All right, yes, David Stanley takes good care of me because I'm a good customer. They didn't pay me for it either. They didn't give me any special discounts for promoting them. I'm just giving you guys my personal opinion on this vehicle, and I love it. Aside from a few of the quirks that it's had, I absolutely love it. We have 4,841 miles on this. We just bought it like 3 weeks ago. Let's take a look. 15.4, that's not going to be right. That's the one right there. 97 hours. 97 hours, guys. 3,743 miles. Over almost 4,000 miles, 16.1 miles a gallon. And that's with 97 hours, a lot of idling time. Now, as I said before, we were having some problems out of the infotainment center. That's to be expected. I know a lot of you are going to say, I can't believe a $100,000+ vehicle comes with glitches in the software. Well, unfortunately, it does. This is a brand new platform. This is a brand new vehicle, and this infotainment center is a brand new version of their infotainment system. So there are going to be some software glitches here and there. This, as I said, has mostly worked itself out. We haven't had a problem with this lower screen in a long time, so that seems to be resolved. But the GPS on this just randomly turning off, locking up, and freezing on you to the point where you have to shut the vehicle off to get it back on. That really is a pain, but I'm sure there's going to be an update release soon. And by the way, this thing can update over Wi-Fi if you've got Wi-Fi nearby. I've got this set up on the Wi-Fi system, so it can sit here and just download updates and install them when it needs to, and I don't have to do anything. Aside from the little bit of glitchiness we had there, it did great as far as fuel economy. It did absolutely great as far as comfort. And of course, with only 5,000 miles on it, the reliability has been awesome. So I'm home. It's Saturday. I just got back last night. Any of you that have been curious about how my uncle is doing, I appreciate your concern. Unfortunately, as soon as I got home, I got a phone call from my mother. She said that he fell. He fell, and he ended up in the hospital. He was getting x-rays, and this morning she got back to me and said he is okay and he is back at the long-term facility. I don't like calling it a nursing home. I hate calling it a nursing home. So a long-term care facility, something like that, is how I prefer to call it. It just makes me feel better. And when I'm talking to him, a lot of times he doesn't know where he is. He thinks he's at his grandma's house, or he thinks he's in Oklahoma. He thinks my dad and my mom are still married. He thinks his grandparents are still alive. You know, it's real tough. It's tough. It's my first time ever interacting with someone with dementia, and you just don't know what to expect, and it's real hard to figure out what's the best thing to do. Should you just go along with their delusions, or should you correct them and say, hey, no, you know, grandma and grandpa passed away a long time ago, and you're in a long-term care facility. I don't know what the right thing to do is. It's something I'm reading up, I'm watching videos, I'm doing everything I can to learn more about this dementia, and hopefully what can be done to at least prolong it, keep it at bay, and help him live the best life and the longest life that he can in his current condition. I still hold out hope that he can get better. I know the reality is that's probably not going to happen, but you just can't help but have hope. You know, so we're back. We have been on the road for over 2 weeks. We are all extremely tired. We are exhausted. We have been bouncing around hotel to hotel, Airbnb, back to hotel. And yesterday I just said, I've got to go home. I've got to sleep in my own bed. I'm sore, not from the vehicle, just from moving around, sleeping in different beds and stuff. If you guys have ever traveled for a long time, like we literally have been gone over 2 weeks. I got no videos coming out, and we just hit 350,000 subscribers today. So I want to give a big shout out to all of you for supporting the channel, continuing to watch the old videos, even though new videos were not coming out. That means the world to me. I could not believe that when I woke up this morning, this afternoon, I slept in. I could not believe that we crossed 350,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for the continued support. I drove straight through from Terre Haute, Indiana, all the way back to Oklahoma City, other than stopping for gas, I think, twice. This thing has like a 35-gallon tank, so you can go 400 and some miles, like 430, sometimes 450 miles on a tank of gas in this thing. It is an absolute land yacht. I mean, you want something that is just super comfortable, gets decent gas mileage, has tons of storage space. This is it. Gets looks everywhere you go. this is it. Gets people wanting to talk to you and ask you questions. It really is nice, as I hear. Yes, it absolutely is. I've got no skin in the game here, other than my own money, I guess. And it would be kind of messed up if I didn't like my own vehicle. But nobody paid me for any of this, guys. You guys should know that by now. When's the last time you seen sponsored content on the channel? I'm getting 4 to 6 sponsorship opportunities every day through email. I don't even respond to them anymore. Now, I'm sure the right sponsorship comes along, I'll take a deal, but I don't want my channel to be a constant sponsorship opportunity, you know, where I'm just forcing you guys to listen to my sales pitch on something. I want my channel to be authentic, to be legitimate, and to be able to stand on its own 2 feet without needing the support of outside income to keep things rolling around here. I don't want my channel to become that. I hate when I have to watch other people's, nothing against, don't get me wrong, nothing against other people doing sponsorships. It's part of the game. YouTube is a business. I understand that. I just want you guys to know I could be raking in $2,000 per sponsorship extra on top of what I'm already making, and I don't do it. I turn it away because I am comfortable. I'm not looking for extra money. I'm not looking to make $1 million a year on YouTube. I'm so happy with where this channel is and where it's come today. I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to be greedy. Greed, I'm telling you, greed, that'll end a person. That will be a person's demise right there. You start getting greedy. I don't want that. I'm so happy with where the channel has gone. I'm so happy with where my life is today. I don't need sponsors. I don't need a bunch of extra money. Now, like Holly, when Holly stepped in and said, we want to help you out, oh yeah, I'll take a deal with Holly. There's some big names out there that you don't walk away from. You know, there's some big names. If they come to your door, you better take it, because it's not about the initial sponsorship. It's about making that connection, that initial connection, and locking that in, doing right by that company, and knowing that they're going to be there for you in the future if you need something from them. Those types of connections are priceless, not just on YouTube, but in life. So you guys know I love to talk. I could sit here and listen to myself talk for days and days. I just love the sound of my own voice. No, I really don't, but it is time to go. I've got stuff to do. There is so much content coming. I don't know if you're gonna like it, love it, or hate it, but we have so many cars. I've got like a 2005 Chrysler 300 that I am gonna eat dog crap on, I promise you, because it had hidden damage, and it's significant hidden damage. So that car is probably a bust, and I got about $2,000 into that. So I'm probably gonna lose everything on that car. We've got like a 1985 or something Honda Civic, I think. We've also got a 1985 Honda 1800, Honda Accord 1800 that says it doesn't run. I got it from Insurance Auto Auctions for 175 bucks, and it looks beautiful from the pictures. Beautiful. 67,000 original miles. I can't wait to get my hands on that car. That should be delivered to AAR headquarters on the 26th, I believe. I've got more cars coming. I've been buying things, but they have to ship from other places, and that takes time. But there's several cars down at AAR headquarters right now. And stay tuned, because I've got to get back to work. We got to start making some videos so I can start making some money. The money end of the channel has tanked a bit because I haven't been here to make videos. But you know what? Family comes first. If you take anything away from this long-winded video, family comes first. Forego the money and all that other stuff. Someone else's life is more important, to make sure that they're taken care of, and to make sure that they're comfortable and that they feel loved and that they feel wanted. That comes above and beyond almost anything. There are some cases, like you're not going to want to go lose your house over visiting somebody. You know, that's a problem. You've got bills to pay and a family to feed. I understand that. I'm not saying lose your entire life savings and everything that you've worked for to go visit somebody. I'm just saying, if you're able to, you know, taking a hit in the pocketbook, if you're able to, if you can afford to do that, is worth knowing that you were there for somebody that needed you. And you should definitely do that for the ones that you love and the ones that love you as well. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Stay safe out there. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.